Welcome to Go Against Podcast, the podcast where we haven't going to say it anyway. I am Colby.
And I'm a trebuchet full of lasagna, but you can call me Fee.
Oh, that's, stinky. That's a messy boy.
Fucking cue the orangutan on the screen. Go! Uh-oh, stinky.
Yeah, good question. Did you watch the Garfield trailer again? Where is this coming from, Fee?
No, I was watching
from Garfield's dad, Thicc. What is his name? I don't remember.
Wait, was that it? No, that wasn't his name.
I thought his dad's name was Thicc, and I don't think it is. But it does sound like it.
It's thick. It's just not thicky. And fucking Garfield's dad's looking real thicky.
That's him. He's thicky.
No, I was watching one of my favorite MMO YouTubers, Josh Strive Hayes.
It's Vic. It's Vic with a V. We talked about this last time. I just thought they had the strength of their convictions to be like, Garfield's a big cat. His dad's a real big dude too. Fuck it. This is Thicc the cat. I don't give a shit anymore.
You were just like channeling Big the cat. You're like, they can't call him Big.
They can't call him Big the cat because he's a big cat. Why would they do that?
No, God, now I'm embarrassed. Like 2 straight minutes of calling Garfield's dad Thicc.
It's fine. No one notices.
No one. They will when it goes out. I'll make our editor turn this into a short.
Damn it! Don't do it. Don't do it. I've just got to fuck. Now he can't use it. Fuck.
Cancel the podcast. Everyone's gonna know that you were thinking about Garfield's dad in a sexual manner.
I thought that was his name. I knew it wasn't, but I couldn't remember what the actual name was.
I knew it wasn't, but goddamn, he's thick.
But it just makes sense.
God. I mean, listen, Colby. This podcast is all about being yourself. And if you want to be yourself, just tell me. It's cool.
I'm gonna run over you with a car in real life.
Garfield's dad. It's cool. He's an adult. You're an adult.
I'm gonna put you into a box and ship you to hell. Don't test me. I will do it. I can go to the post office.
I have the ability to ship and go to the post office. Don't stop me. I pay taxes.
Try and stop.
What you do? Stop me. God, fucking, oh my god.
You better get up off your ass. I'm trying to ship you to hell, Fee!
Fuck, I saw Hook not too long ago, and I didn't forget how good it was, but every time I watch it, I forget how good it is.
It's so good.
And it's really good. I love Hook. I wish it was like more widely like appreciated. And it's so funny because a while back people were like, "Oh, no one likes the Hook movie." I'm like, "Who are you talking about? That movie's good. That movie is fantastic. It's a treasure, and everyone in it is like, I don't know, acting their hearts out for this stupid movie."
Yeah, like all the performances except arguably the kids, none of them miss, right? Like Robin Williams is giving it his all. Fucking Dustin Hoffman giving it his all, dude.
Yeah, fucking what was it? Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins, yeah.
Giving it his all. I'd say even the little boy is doing good, and even though he's not a great actor, like every line delivery he has is funny.
Yeah.
The little girl, I could do without her. She's
Yeah.
except
she's the one that we
no.
could throw away.
No, because when they're caught up in the net, when Robin first gets to, or I'm sorry, Peter first gets to, Hook, and he has to climb to get her. He fucking she burns him.
Yeah.
He's like, "Come on, Dad, reach! Mommy could do it.
Mommy could do it. Stop being such a little bitch." She says that.
Jeez, she is so fucking make him feel bad at like his worst time.
God, he's like, I'm scared of heights. I'm trying my best out here. Oh, wow, your best isn't very good, is it, Daddy?
Is that why you and Mommy are seeing each other on the weekend? Fucking
God. Even Julia Roberts is playing a really good angry, shitty Tinkerbell. I love it.
I'd say the best breakout actor was what is it? Danny Zuko. What's it called? The guy who played Rufio.
Dante Bosco.
Dante Bosco. That's what I said.
Yep, you said that. I don't remember anything different.
I
don't remember talking about Thicc the cat either. So. I don't know.
Listen, my slip up was arguably less cringe than yours. Who
slipped up, Fee? The podcast just started. We're only 20 seconds in.
We don't know anything about Garfield's presumably Thicc dad.
Garfield has a dad? Since when?
Since who?
How big is he? Just no reason, just wondering.
No reason. How big is he? How good would he look in these tight pants?
I happen to buy these extra small yoga pants. You think he fit in them?
Think he'd work out with me? Presumably in front of me?
You think he'd start an Instagram where he goes to the gym for 20 minutes and just records himself doing squats? Huh?
Gets mad when someone walks in front of the camera? God. Listen, Colby, again, I mean, this is a safe space for anything. You could just tell me.
Welcome to this podcast. Let's have a good say routine. I'm Colby.
Oh God, what's in that brain, Colby?
I don't know. Here's the thing. I overworked. I overworked myself for a month and a half to try and get this project done. I guess it's closer to a month to be super fair. I worked way too many hours and way too hard in all of those hours. I am now in my first of 3 weeks off. My brain is trying to remember how to be a functioning human being without the context of work. It's not going very well.
The only thing that got me through was thinking about Garfield's dad.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, no, I've been okay these past few weeks, except for last week when my internet went out.
Yeah, which I cannot emphasize to you because we talked about it. I still the fact that the company was just nah, yeah, Rick doesn't work until Monday, and Rick's the only one that can do it. So that's it.
5 days of no internet just for the guy to come down and be like, yeah, they turned your internet off down at the place on accident.
Yeah, we've only got 8 customers right now, and so we have you on a light switch on the wall. Somebody flicked it off. I don't know. They fell or whatever. Didn't put it back on. Crazy.
I was very upset. If I hadn't been if my internet went off on my days off and I just had to sit there and wallow in anguish with no internet, I would have been a lot more angry. But I had to work, so I was okay.
The thing
my mom and my
at the very least, even if you're you've got your phone, right? You have phone internet, but it's not the same. You just feel God, I can't play any games. I'm not going to watch YouTube videos, especially do you have unlimited data on your phone?
I have unlimited data, but like because of like where I am, my internet is not like the best.
Yeah.
I have unlimited internet, unlimited data, but it's like medium fast. So like I can watch videos okay, but if I want to play like my game on my phone, it'll like crash sometimes because the internet's not fast enough.
Man.
But also like it's either like watch something on your phone or like play your game, and I can't do both.
Yeah.
So it's just like, man, this really sucks.
Uh,
That's why like I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 because you don't need internet for that to start up on the computer.
yeah, and that's fair. Honestly, to me, like, so you would imagine I would have unlimited internet. I don't. I got into Google Fi back when it was Project Fi way early on. They only had like 2 phone plans. They had one that was like pay as you go and one that was unlimited. And the pay as you go is like you have $20 for unlimited calls and texts, and then it's $10 for every gig of data that you use up until like 60 gigs, and then up until 6 gigs, and then your phone bill won't be over, I think it's $80 a month, right? And that's the one that I still have. Like, I don't think they offer that plan anymore, because I went into the phone settings because I was like, oh man, this is back whenever we went to Germany a couple of years ago. I was like, man, going to Germany, I need to make sure that like I've got international like data and stuff set up. My legacy plan with Google is like, oh yeah, internet is just free, and all of the like there's no upcharge for going out of the country. You can do texts and calls and internet and everything's just fine. And I was like, oh nice, because I went to go look up the new plans, and the new plans are like, yeah, you got to pay for international data. And I was like, suckers. But that does mean that like anytime that we're in the car and my son is like requesting to listen to Elmo music, I'm like, man, I gotta pull up Spotify and that's gonna use my data. Fine, but still, man.
Why not just like rip a few Elmo tracks onto your phone?
That's the other option. It takes more time, and I'm just not gonna do it.
And I hate my son, so
yeah, just no music for him.
Listen, why would he listen to Elmo when he can listen to Blink 182?
There are times where we're like my wife is like, hey, do you want to listen to Elmo or do you want to listen to Dada's music? And then he's like, Dada music, and I'm like, okay, great. And then I put on my music for 2 songs, and then he's like, Elmo Swide. I'm like, all right, I can switch to the Elmo slide. God damn
it. Just look at him. Ooh, I fucking hate you. When you get as soon as you can talk, I'm gonna give you a piece of my mind. Just
I'm gonna sit you down and I'm gonna make you listen to every Blink-182 album in a row.
Fucking blare it in your room when you're sleeping. God. Okay, so
where are you? He's gonna wake up. That's how he's gonna wake up every morning. And I'm so sorry. You gotta wake up and go to school.
As soon as he wakes up. Fuck. Oh God, I'm trying to remember a fucking lyric. I looked in a window and I saw your dad on accident and he was naked.
Yeah.
It didn't quite go like that, but
yeah, no, I love that song where Blink-182 is like, yeah, without any rhythm or anything, I looked in a window and your dad was naked. I love that song. It's my favorite song.
I forget the goddamn song and I forget the lyrics. So I was listening to it the other day. Wasn't it like I climbed up a tree and I was like looking through a window and I accidentally saw your dad?
Yeah, it's from the song Voyeur.
Yeah.
But that's not how it's explained. It's explained like, you know, musicians that know how to write music and stuff do.
All right, Colby, tell me, sing it to me.
No.
Oh, but you can sing fucking
Where are you?
Where are you? And I'm so sorry. I got some good God, it's like a meme. It's like fucking unfortunately, I can recite that song too. I hate that song. But
Yeah,
God
same.
damn it.
When that album came out, I was like, I don't really like this song that much. And then, if I'm not mistaken, Mike and his girlfriend at the time, I think Rebecca was
Yeah.
her name, Becca.
Yeah.
That was their song together.
Oh my God.
And I was like, this isn't even a good one, dude.
Even that whole album, I didn't like. I didn't like. I miss you. I didn't like feeling this.
Oh man, feeling
like
this is a great song.
No, gotta get that right now.
I'm feeling this. Yeah, it's a great song.
That right now. Feeling this. Gonna take off my clothes. Shit my pants. Gotta get in the shower.
I shit my pants already.
I really don't like that song. That whole album, I just didn't feel very Blink-182. It felt very Angels and Airwavesy.
Man, I mean, yeah, like I liked that part of that album. This is, by the way, this is the self-titled Blink-182 album. I
didn't like that they did that either.
Yeah, that was a weird choice. So you can't just be like, it's Blink-182's sixth album, but no one called everybody like it's just Blink-182 by Blink-182, and it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
kind of different.
It had like fucking. It wasn't like fucking take off your pants and jacket.
Yeah,
I love that.
Which is like a great album name, a great album name with a pun in it that I didn't know until I legitimately maybe 5 or 6 months ago. Like my wife had to tell me about it.
Up.
I'm not kidding. I never knew that it was a joke. I
thought you were gonna be like not until like fucking high school senior year.
No,
my freshman year I got the joke.
Not until I was 36 years old did I understand it, and I didn't even figure out the joke. Someone had to tell me the joke.
Your wife, they were like they didn't even know the album. They're like, "What album is this?" And you're like, "Oh, it's Take Off Your Pants and Jacket." And they start laughing. They're like, "Ah, that's very good." You're like, What are you talking about?
Well, my wife was like, yeah, I mean, the album Take Off Your Pants and Jackets, like I didn't even get that joke for a really long time. And I was like, what joke?
What joke?
Wait, what are you talking about?
Yeah, what are you talking? Just hit your like fucking eyes go like corridor, like you're just like, what?
Huh.
What?
Sorry, what did you say?
What do you mean a joke?
Joke. Pants? Oh, it's not that.
No, you're sweating. You're just like
it's a title about getting naked, right? Like that's the joke. That's the joke. That's the joke, right? And then I got banished to the shadow realm once I realized I went.
God. Your wife's like, I want a divorce. Just
dude, honestly, fair. Like you were so to give you a clue, like the past like month of my existence here has just been like I'm just trying my best to like remember stuff and it's not working. I'm trying to do household chores and the house is just like a mess. Like my wife is having to pick up slack for me in a lot of ways. And things are finally evening out, but like my brain just has been in that spot where it's like, I just don't understand things. So like, if my wife was like, hey, I asked you a question and it's a easy yes or no question. And then you just stared into the middle distance for 20 minutes and forgot what I said. Can I get a new husband? I would be like, yeah, that is fair. Honestly,
you gave like that like Vietnam War stare, like the meme where the guy's just staring straight out.
Yeah,
that shell shock look. Man, that's I get that. I'm like that all the time, except like lately, I've been doing pretty good. I mean, not with like remembering stuff. I have to do that whole trick of like. Like if I'm trying to remember something, and this is my trick for everything.
Mm-hmm.
Say an actor in the name, say like a co-star, say maybe what the plot is, and then like if someone's around me, they will be like, "Oh, that movie," and then they'll say it, and I'm like, "Yes, that movie." and I gotta kind of like, I don't know what that's called, but I know it has a name. Where like
I don't know, but like that's also what I need a trigger to remember something.
Yeah, you have to like name stuff, but I'm too stubborn. I won't just type in movie with this actor doing this, and that's a last resort. I'm like, I know this. I can fucking do it.
I could do it. Yeah, and you just sit there for fucking 20 minutes, like. Is it Star Wars? No, it's not a Star Wars. Oh, idiot! No, idiot! It's not Star Wars.
God,
is it the one with the monkeys? No, shit. Is it? Wait, no.
Planet of the Apes.
It's not Planet of the Apes. I know it's not Planet of the Apes, but it's like Planet of the Apes, but it was made in the 90s. 90s Planet of the Apes. What is that called? Congo! Oh, that's what it is. Got it. Holy shit.
I was trying to think of it too, because like I'm like, okay, I wait, 90s Planet of the Apes. I was like, oh, I got this. I was like, I got this.
Yeah, no, that's how it happens. Is like, you just like you can see that like in my case, it's like I can see the shape of the thing, or I can see in my brain like a scene, and I'm like, there was that guy in it. Oh, God, I can't remember his name. He used to be really famous. Everybody knew him for a few years, and then he's like in a couple of things. Fucking God.
Tim Curry?
No, another guy. Ethan Hawke. And then as soon as you're like, Ethan Hawke, yeah, okay. Now I can look up Ethan Hawke movies. Got it.
You say Ethan Hawke, and like something in your brain opens, the word pops up in your vision, and then just a bunch of branches branch out, and you know everything about him.
Yeah. Honestly, and like I don't know how normal that is. I don't know if I'm weird for doing that, and normal people are just like, yeah, I think I remember that. Like either they remember something or they don't. It's not like I know I've locked it away in a secret vault, and there's a key to the door. You must get past the mental temple guards in order to unlock the vault within 30 seconds, or you'll forget that the vault exists at all.
Before you can unlock this lock, you must answer these questions 3.
Shit. Who was in this movie?
I feel like, dude, I'm not trying to be like quirky or anything, but I feel like normal people, if you ask them, like, you're like, oh, what was this? And they're like, oh, I don't know. I probably do, but I don't know.
Yeah.
And they drop it.
Like, oh yeah, I may have looked at that like once or something, but yeah, I don't know.
And then it's just like someone's holding a knife to my back, me trying to remember.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, somebody just casually just asking you like, hey, you remember whenever we were kids, we went to go see that, like, your dad took us to go see this movie, and neither of us really liked it, but
what was that movie?
What was that movie? And you're like,
yeah, I get it. It's like a flood, like wherever I'm at, just a flood of water starts filling up, and I'm slowly like going underwater, and then like the answer is like the sun shining above on the surface, and I'm just frantically trying to swim and gain the answer.
Yeah, and just like as you're like in real life, and they're like, "What's happening? Are you okay?" No, I'm almost there.
I just fucking my hands are on my head, and I'm like crouched down. I'm like,
oh, you're turning blue.
Man, like I said, I don't. It's not like a quirky thing. I of course being hyperbolic, but like in my head, this whole thing's happening because like I'm frantically trying to remember stuff, and it bothers me because I know like a lot of other people like that aren't this way. When like I ask them questions, they just blow it off and they're like, "Oh well, it wasn't important." But to me, it's very important. So like,
you're like, no, I know this. I know this.
Yeah.
What was it?
I'm fighting myself. I know this. And then like normal people, they'll be like, I'll just look it up later if I remember, because I don't really care. Just, God, I don't know. I want to say it's like a neurodivergent thing, but I don't know enough about that to like,
yeah,
really
I've only heard the word neurodivergent. I don't actually know what it means.
I know neuro means something with brain, and divergent is a movie.
These are the things that I know. I'm presenting you with all the information. Now you and I know the same.
Now we can go out and teach. So, surprisingly, today's episode isn't about just wacky things that we do and can't remember. It's about things that we've seen. I've seen specifically.
Yeah, just Fee. Colby hadn't seen shit.
Colby never sees shit, but
Correct.
it's okay. I still love him.
No.
Oh. Well, Colby, I've seen 3 things you haven't. Now, I want you to flip a 3-sided coin and tell me which one you want me to talk about first.
Oh shit! Hang on. Random number generator. Hold on. I got this.
Your
Max
dodeca.
3. Generate 3. The third one.
Well, I didn't place any of them in a number.
Wow, Fee! Way to really shit it up.
Hey, that's
I was ready. Why weren't you?
You know what? Fuck you. I'm gonna talk about Yu Yu Hakusho.
Good. Do it.
Because I love Yu Yu Hakusho. I love that one the most. So, if you don't know, you know. Yu Yu Hakusho is an anime, and they just made a live-action 5-episode run on Netflix.
Okay.
Ask me anything. AMA.
All right. Did you like it? Easy question.
Man. Man, that's such an open-ended.
Okay, how about this? What was better, this or One Piece?
Oh, One Piece.
Okay.
Hands down.
Okay. So it's that big a gap. All right.
Yeah, like One Piece live action was like an 8 or 9.
One Piece walked so Yu Yu Hakusho could fall down the stairs.
Dude, no joke. Like, I was stoked. Like, the trailer looked pretty good, but like, it was a little off. I was like, okay. I was noticing things. Like, I was like, oh, are they gonna do this arc? I see this. Is that gonna be an arc?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know how many episodes it was gonna be. I'm like, are they gonna introduce these characters? Where is it gonna end? And I started watching it, and yeah, it starts off pretty good. It really does. The actors look good.
Mm-hmm.
The costumes look really good. Fucking Yusuke, they show him getting hit and run over very like I don't know if there's like a gif of it or like a small like clip on YouTube or whatever, but you're gonna have to see it.
Okay.
He gets hit by like a truck, like a moving truck or like a storage little truck.
Yeah.
And they show like graphically him getting run over and his body getting mangled. And I was like, oh, just they cut a bunch of characters out though, so like you don't have like Principal that likes Yusuke and it like just wants the best for him. You don't have like you see a shitty one shitty teacher that shows up like twice and then never again. There's a couple of characters missing. Episode 1 was all right. It sticks pretty close to the show, but like diverges a lot. Like they go through like, so Yusuke dies. He goes to gets visited by the Grim Reaper Botan, and she's like, "You're in like limbo right now, and Koenma wants to see you." And it's like a couple episodes, a lot of chapters in the manga, and he until he meets Koenma, and then Koenma's like, "We're gonna put you through an ordeal and see if you come back to life, and if you what's it called? If you succeed in this ordeal, you can come back to life." But in the show, like Botan's like, "Hey, you're dead," and he's like, "Yeah, I know." And then she's like, "You gotta go see Koenma," and then she takes him to go see Koenma, and Koenma's like, "Man, you you really fucked up. You weren't supposed to die. You want to come back to life and like solve crimes for me?" And he's like,
"You want to come back to? Hey, just a quick question. You want to be a detective?" What?
Yeah,
no, I just want to be alive.
A spirit detective?
Fuck it, and then they both look at the camera.
And so, like, that happens, and I'm just like, okay. And then he's like, no, I don't want to be. And then he goes back in the real world, and he sees, like, stuff going on. He's like, okay, I do want to be. So, they then... come
on, man.
Jeez, I said yes. Well, like, that takes up the first episode, but like during the first episode, like you see this kid who's getting like bullied by other kids for like his money, but like Yusuke steps in when he's alive the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and then the second time, like at his wake, like he's goes and he's gonna give like a like mourning money. I don't know what they call in Japan.
Yeah.
Um, and they're like, hey, why are you gonna give him the money? He's already dead. And they like bring him into a corner, and immediately like he gets a bug from like the spirit realm like burrowing into his head and makes him into like kind of like a zombie, but not like a zombie. Like he goes crazy and he starts beating the shit out of everyone. And Kuwabara's comes in. He's just like, I'm gonna do my regular Kuwabara voice because the one in the show is like, eh. He looks good though.
Yeah, he doesn't. So he isn't like, ugh.
No, God, I was waiting.
He's not like you better get ready for a beatdown.
No, he's not even like really goofy in the show.
Nah, that sucks.
That's really upsetting. He was just he comes in, he's just like, hey, you picking on that guy? And then like the other guys are getting beat up by him. He's like, oh, never mind, something's wrong with that guy. And then like him and his
oh, never mind.
Whoa! It's just like so. Him and his like group of friends start fighting that guy, but the guy that's infected like beats the shit out of him. And Yusuke was like in his house and he was getting like brought back to life. But like as that was going on, how did the fire start? Because there was in the anime and the comic there was an arsonist going around throwing like fires through people's housing and setting people's houses on fire. But like what happened in the show, it was stupid. It wasn't an arsonist. It just like happened, and I forget how it happened, but I thought it was dumb. And as like that was going on, Yusuke saves Keiko from the fire, and Koenma's like, okay, you can go back to life. And then when they bring him out of the fire, he comes back to life, and everyone's like, oh my god! And he's like, I can't talk right now. And he fucking runs over there, and he like saves Kuwabara and them, and he's like, for like it felt like 10 minutes straight, he was fighting this guy with this demon inside of him. And as he's fighting him, they're like, if he stays in there long, he'll turn into a demon. And like his hand gets turned into a scythe, the demon guy.
Cool.
And like they're fighting. The choreography looks good. The fighting looks good, but like it was just going on too long. And at this point, Yusuke doesn't have like spirit powers yet. He hasn't done anything. He's just got brought back to life.
Mm-hmm.
And Koenma's like, oh, it looks like he has spirit energy, and if he trains, he can like train it. But like at this point, he has nothing. He's just fighting that guy. And like it ends up he like beats him, and then they get the spirit thing out of him, and they like crush it. And like that's the end of episode 1. And it's like what the fuck? So if you don't know Yu Yu Hakusho, the spirit bugs, they come out and they make people like evil.
Yeah.
Like they corrupt them. They make them like, they don't make them like mindless, and they don't turn them into like demons.
Mm-hmm.
They basically, the person that's playing the flute, the demon flute, controls the bugs. They burrow into people, and they make them like their inhibitions come off and make them evil.
Which, by the way, demon flute, maybe like I get that there's a vibe here, but man, demon flute is just not scary.
So it's not called the demon flute. It's called the Sengekyo something.
Yeah, but it's a demon flute.
It is a demon flute, but it's not called that. I'm calling it that because I can't remember the stupid name.
But man, that's it is a flute to summon demons. It's a demon flute, okay?
To control the demon bugs.
Fucking demon bugs. Go on.
They're called something else, but like, that's the easiest way to explain it. So, like in the show, like the demon bugs, they come out and they're putting like people in peril and shit. And this happened, like this is the second arc. This isn't even the first arc. This happens after like the Genkai tournament when they meet Genkai.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh shit! Like they're gonna go fight the Saint Beasts, which are like the four Saint Beasts are the people controlling the demon the demon flies. They want to make everyone go crazy, and they want to like come out into the demon world. There's a whole big story, and like that's where we get the first grouping of Kuwabara, Yusuke, Kie, and Kurama.
Yeah.
Like that's where they become a group the first time.
Hell yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, we're gonna get this arc, but it turned out to not be that. That didn't even happen.
Wow. Okay.
Fucking,
They were like,
and
we've
then
got to cover too much ground. Throw it away.
dude, like that's no shit. They did that. Like the demon bug took over like 2 people, and then it's never brought up again.
What? Really?
Yeah, well, like it's brought up as a plot device, but they never do it again. They never take over anyone again. And
Why?
so the whole overarching story, if you don't know him, his name is Saikyo. He's one of the Dark Tournament, like big like guy of the Dark Tournament. He's the one who's like the Toguro, rich guy who's the leader of Togoro's team.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah,
he has
okay.
like this. He has like long hair and like a bead in the middle of his head,
Hmm.
and he's like the one that's like controlling the Dark Tournament, and he's seen like the evil VHS film, and he wants like the world to burn. And in the show, like it's more like detailed and elegant and stuff, and he has nothing to do with anything leading up to anything besides just the Dark Tournament. And in this show, he's like the main antagonist for no reason.
Man.
And like I said, like they're doing everything like crazy because episode 2 is just like, oh man, the three holy relics from fucking Spirit World got taken. That's where Hiei, Kurama, and this third guy named Goki, which come in, they steal it, and they all have like their ulterior motives for the things they stole. And that's a couple episodes and chapters in the manga where like Yusuke, kind of comes into himself, learns his spirit energy, and like fights them. But like in the show, the only fight he does is with Goki, an ogre who took the spirit orb, steals kids' souls because he eats them. And like there's like 20 minutes of Yusuke like looking for him, finding him, and then fighting him in a junkyard. Not even the same way as he did in the manga. Which it's fine. The fight was pretty good, but like in the manga, Yusuke was like really smart. It wasn't a long fight. Like he meets him the first time, gets his ass kicked,
Mhm.
and then like finds out information about him, goes back and fights him, and he's like, I got a spirit gun now. And he's like, oh fuck no, I can't fire it because I shot my teacher earlier. So like now I gotta figure out a way to do this. So like as he's fighting him, he's like, oh, I can't get through your skin. So then like he sticks like a big branch of wood in his mouth and he can't open it, and he like focuses really hard and shoots a spirit gun and blows his head off.
Hell yeah.
In the show, in the anime, in the manga, like he's getting his ass kicked through a junkyard, and the graphics don't look bad.
Okay.
But the same thing kind of happened. Like he's fighting, but he doesn't know like the ogre's skin is like thick and he can't make any dents in him and whatever because like Yusuke's like fighting him, like actually, and I'm like, what the fuck? But like he puts a wrench in his mouth and he fires a spirit gun like randomly and blows his head off, and then wins and then takes the orb and releases the spirits.
Hell yeah.
And he doesn't even like he fights Hiei for like a little bit, but doesn't even win. And then like he just gets away, and Yusuke's like, well, that sucked, and then just doesn't do anything about it. Doesn't even get the thing back. Like throughout the whole show, doesn't even get the thing back. And then he was just like, well, I gotta meet Kurama, and like he tells Kurama, and Kurama's just like, I took this mirror because my mom's very sick and I want to bring her back to life. And that's how it was in the show. But he's like, it basically followed the show. That part basically followed the show, except they did the ritual in the hospital room that Kurama's mom was in, which they didn't do. But that was like forgivable. But like after that, the thing that pissed me off was that Kuwabara was there, and Kuwabara had nothing to do with anything that was going on.
Kuwabara's just there.
Yeah, Kuwabara was like, oh, well, I feel invested now because I can see spirits, and they never explain it. He just does.
Okay.
In the show, they explain that he had like his sixth sense is heightened, and it's always been that way. So like he can see spirits, and like he never knew why. But then like he starts to come into like, oh, it's a good thing, and now he helps Yusuke. And like it's oh man, it's so hard to like this show because everything looks nice, but everything's so wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the
Like,
unfortunate thing is like, especially if you take too many liberties with a thing or you. So the one thing that I think One Piece, the live action, really got right is that they took liberties with the source material and removed a bunch of stuff. But
yeah.
the stuff that they left in had room to breathe, and they didn't rush the stuff that was in there. Like there are some things that could have had more room or like would have been better if it would have had more time. But there wasn't a time in which I was like, oh, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. I don't know why that just happened. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like with Yu Yu Hakusho, there are 4 arcs that are like Frankenstein together. And like if you're just watching, if you have no idea about Yu Yu Hakusho, never seen it, and just watch the live action, and if you liked it, that's cool. But if you're like, well, now I want to watch the anime, you're gonna watch the anime and be very confused
Mm-hmm.
because like the Dark Tournament doesn't happen like 60 minutes into it, and they did it wrong in the live action. Like they don't even have a Dark Tournament. They're just like, duh, we got all the rich people together and we're having a tournament. But it's not a tournament. We're just betting on people to fight Yusuke and his group for no reason, and we're gonna bet on it. And like I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And man, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I'm just gonna stop watching this because it's making me angry. It's dumb, but like it was 5 episodes. I was already on episode 4. I'm like, I'm just gonna watch the last one, whatever. It just, man, I was very, very upset. And like, it wasn't even like funny. That's the thing. Like, Yu Yu Hakusho has like quips and stuff, and it's very funny and cool. And Yusuke is just a little like fucking son of a bitch, and in the show he's not.
Yeah.
And Kuwabara, like like I give Kuwabara's like the best one because like he was like very goofy and stuff, but they made him more like, oh, he has like an unbreakable spirit. He's gonna keep trying, like because he goes and trains with Yusuke with Genkai. There's no tournament for Genkai, by the way, so there's no demon that Yusuke has to fight to make him like stronger and like realize that like like there's stronger people out there, and he has to use his brain to fucking fight. There's none of that. He just goes up to Genkai and she's like, "Yeah, I'll trade you." And
Yeah, sure,
fucking
whatever, kid.
they trained there for a month, but Kuwabara's like, "I want to go too, just because."
That sounds like fun. I don't have any parents.
I got nothing going on. I'm gonna train. So like, he's training like Yusuke does a training like he does in the anime, but like, it's God. I really hate it because like, it's so rushed, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's so rushed that I can't enjoy it. And then like they gave Kuwabara like this arbitrary thing. They're like, Genkai told him to like break this rock in half with these wooden swords, and that's his training. So he's like doing it, and he's like not stopping for breaks, and his hands are bleeding. And Yusuke is just kind of like, well, I don't want to keep training. This is stupid. And then they're like, yeah, but look at Kuwabara. He's not stopping, and he's not even a spirit detective. And then Yusuke's like, you're right. So then he goes back and starts
You know what?
training.
You're right. I should be more like that dumb piece of shit that's doing the same thing over and over again and getting nothing out of it.
Yeah. And then, like, Kuwabara, then, I guess just one time, he's just like, I'm never gonna stop! And then he cuts the rock, and then he gets his spirit sword. And I was like, that's so stupid. I hate that. I hate that this happened. And it's not even orange. It's like a fucking white lightsaber.
No, dog.
And
He's got a blue uniform and he has an orange sword because that's color theory.
I know.
Idiots.
I have the statue right here in front of me, and I was really pissed
He's shirtless
off about
and
it.
it's beautiful.
I love my statue, but like it was so upsetting. And like I said, then could they finish training, and Genkai is like, all right, I think you're ready. Like they've only been there for a month. He's just been in training.
Mm-hmm.
You've got better, and I don't know what they've done. They just shown him doing like strength and stamina training. And then she's like, I'm gonna give you the fucking the spirit wave orb, which is a big deal in the anime and manga. The spirit wave orb is something Genkai gives to Yusuke only after she doesn't see a way for defeating Toguro.
Yeah.
Which they've never met at this point. and they've only heard about him. They're like, oh, we know that like there's bad people going on, and she's like, I'm gonna give you the spirit wave orb. And in the show, when she gives it to him, he's like in a cave, bleeding out of like every pore in his body, in pain for hours before he can control it, and he gets way powerful.
Mm-hmm.
In the show, she's just like, here you go, and he takes it, and he's like, man, I feel stronger now. Like.
God.
Nothing happens, and I was waiting for it. I was like, what? No.
Do you think that they showed this to the creator? Do you think that like Togashi got to watch this and was like,
no?
Oh, come on, man. I just saw the One Piece one. I know you could do it good. Why didn't you do it good?
I bet they showed him after. And they were just like, look, we got the finished product. And they showed him, and he was like real upset. They're like, can we do it again? And they're like, nope, we're actually going to release this next week. And he's like,
he's like, just a quick question. One question, real quick. I heard that DC made a whole movie about Batgirl and didn't release it. Can we do that with this? Is that possible? Can we take it back? It's been released. Yeah. Can you delete it from the whole internet? Is that possible?
He was like, you had my phone number. Why didn't you call me?
Yeah, I've been here the whole time.
Why didn't you have me come and help? This is awful.
You were working on Hunter x Hunter. We didn't want to interrupt Hunter x Hunter, right? Speaking of which, we're almost done with the Hunter x Hunter live action. He's like,
no! Dude, like, it's so bad. And I watched it in dub. I was going to watch it in sub after, but like I was so upset I decided not to. It wouldn't have made it any better.
Mm-hmm.
So like, man, it's just, I was expecting, I knew they had to condense stuff for time, and when I saw 5 episodes, I'm like, oh, they're just gonna do an arc or 2 or whatever, or maybe we'll get dropped off in the middle or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or we'll see a montage of like Yusuke doing stuff like he did in the book.
Yeah, sure.
And then like wind up at the Dark Tournament. That's gonna be like the big arc, because that's everyone's favorite arc.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't get that. We got a mishmash of bullshit, like no character development. Kurama turns into Yoko Kurama for no reason, randomly.
What? Why?
Okay, so Togoro's team, which is like the strongest team in the tournament, they just show up and they're like, we're gonna stop these people who've like had no. They shouldn't beat by fucking Hiei, Kuwabara, and Kurama at that point in time.
Yeah,
they had like no training. They're not as strong as them, but they get beat by them. And it's just like, what the fuck? What is going on?
I just like, I don't know. I get there's probably a hard choice that you have to make. It's like, do we want to make this good? Because they probably have to make it good for 2 audiences, right?
Do we want to make this good?
Yeah, do we have to make this good? That's the whole decision. They said, nah, too expensive. No, they have to make this good for like both people that know and like Yu Yu Hakusho, and people that don't know what Yu Yu Hakusho is and are watching this for the first time. And so I think they have a hard balance to strike, because like fans of the show, what they want are things like the Dark Tournament. Like they want to see that shit, right? They want to get into the good stuff. For new fans, they're like, okay, we've got to like develop these characters and we want to like do some fun stuff with them. But like, if we don't get to the Dark Tournament, then a bunch of people are going to be mad and they're going to be kind of bored. So like, Dark Tournament, I think, is going to be the thing that we're going to have to get to. Like, all the other arcs are just kind of like dumb and lame. And if it's not good enough, then they won't give us a second season. People will be like, well, it should have just done the Dark Tournament. And I think, based off of what you're saying, what they should have done is just done maybe a more condensed version of the beginning of the show. Like, maybe getting up to like the first time that that Yusuke has to use the spirit orb. Like maybe that's the thing where they stop. Like they stop there, and it's just like they introduce Hiei, they introduce Kurama. Maybe they don't team up quite yet. Maybe like there's still some like, I don't know, maybe like the end of the season is the first time they team up or something, right? But like you show Yusuke being a spirit detective, you show Kuwabara coming onto the team, and like now it's like the two of them, and then you have these two like, you know, you have Hiei and Kurama, and there's the fights between them, and maybe at the end they're like, we realize we have a common enemy, we've got to prepare for the next thing, right? And then that's where the series, like the season ends, and then you start working up, and maybe you do Dark Tournament next season, or maybe you do Dark Tournament like 2 more seasons from now, but like give it time to breathe. God damn.
Dude, they should have just done the beginning of Yusuke like getting killed. They could have even kept it the same of him like going through his ordeal and like made it quick, like 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the last 30 minutes would have been like him finding out about the 3 artifacts and him having to save them. And then the next episode will just be like the resolution of that, like the first 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And then him having to go to the Genkai tournament, because that's what he does next. I would have been fine seeing the Genkai tournament because a lot of cool shit happens there.
Yeah.
And a whole 2 episodes dedicated to the Genkai tournament. And we could have had like 6 episodes, because the last like 2.5 could have been going to the Saint Beasts and then defeating them. And then they could have been like, all right, well, we want another season. Next season could have just been Dark Tournament.
Yeah.
Like going to the mansion to save Hiei's sister, finding out there's a Dark Tournament and going there. That could have been just that.
Yeah, that would have been great.
But we got 5 episodes of mishmash and like a whole bunch of confusion and like out of character stuff. The English voice actor for Hiei, God bless his soul, like I don't know who they got. They probably got the actor who played Hiei in the Japanese version because he could speak English, but man, I don't like to be this way. It was bad.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, it was like thick accent, and like he said like some words stifled. I was like, why did you do that? Hiei's like a snarky little fucking goblin. and the way he comes off is stupid. I couldn't take him seriously.
Man, at the very least, like I would get if it's like, yeah, his personality is different between like English and Japanese. And so like people that are fans of the dub in English, we've got like sort of their dub characters, or, you know, maybe Hiei is like sort of more serious in the Japanese version. So they have to like do some of that, but I don't know, man. It's like, imagine if they had the fucking balls in the live action One Piece to call him Zolo. Imagine.
Dude, even as a throwaway joke in One Piece, and they're like, hey, what's your name? He's like, it's Zoro. And he's like, Zolo? That's weird. He's like, no, Zoro, you big rubber idiot.
Yeah. you fuck! How dare you!
That's a stupid name. God. Just fucking... Man, I'm very upset with the Yu Yu Hakusho live action. I was like let down and upset and hurt, and just I didn't know what to do, because like I spent like 5 hours watching this, and I really hated, like every time a new episode would come on, I'd find out like more information on what they're doing, I'd be more upset. I didn't like it.
Hey, stop it! Oh, come on!
It's like it keeps going. So like, man, if you're like a big fan of Yu Yu Hakusho and you could like look past the glaring issues, be my guest, watch it. But like, if you're looking for like some faithful like One Piece live action rendition of Yu Yu Hakusho, this ain't it, dog. This ain't it. So my completionist rating for this is donated.
Man, I can't believe that this came out after One Piece, and they didn't take a look at One Piece and go, this needs some more work. They said, nah, this is good. This is fine. No, like, I will say, I did just watch the scene where Yusuke gets hit by the fucking car. God damn. They really did it big. Like, if the whole show was like that, it would have been awesome.
It would have been. It would have been awesome. But it wasn't. God, they even had the balls to like kill Toguro in this show, and man, it was bad. It was so bad, and he looked so good too, like in motion. Like he looked real good, but then when like he powered up, it was like, I don't know any other way he could have done it, but it was just like, It's just- but man, imagine if they had the show finished, but they were like editing it, and then One Piece live action comes out, and then they see it, and they're looking at their work, and they're like, "Oh, this isn't that good. Oh, we like why people are gonna shit all over this.
Hey,
Like, we can't go back and do it again." So, fucking One Piece live action had fans of One Piece like helping out with the production. They had Oda helping out with the production. They had
Yeah.
someone who loved the source material, and like everyone filmed. They put effort. In Yu Yu Hakusho, they put effort into the costumes and
Yeah.
nothing else.
Yeah, and even the costumes. I mean, all you got to do is look at Kurama's wig and be like,
Oh man, that was the worst part. I hate that. I hated that.
I hate Kurama now.
Look, looking at his wig in the costume, like if you look at him from the neck down, not seeing his head, you're like, that costume looks pretty good. But then like you see his face and wig, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, the wig is like a $25 like femboy OnlyFans wig that somebody was like, I bought this on Amazon and it's the best I could do. You're like, yeah, I get it, but
it was
not that good.
It was a cosplay wig they got at fucking a con.
Yeah, like a cosplay wig that a cosplay wig that somebody else, like it's a secondhand one, and it's from one, like a completely different character. Yeah, not it does not look good or convincing.
Yeah, it wasn't, and like I like Kuwabara's outfit. His outfit looked really good. Yusuke's outfit looked really good. The only problem I had with Kuwabara is it's hard to explain that they put his hair on upside down.
What?
Because like if you look at the anime and manga version of Kuwabara, he has this pompadour, right, that comes out. But like in the back it's small. So in the show, his hair was like small on the top, but on the back of his hair it was like curled like a pompadour going down.
Oh.
It's so
they put his hair on backwards. Why did they put his hair on backwards?
It was so jarring. I was like, hey, why'd they do that?
Hey.
Like, they had the right hairstyle. They just put it on wrong.
Did no one notice? Like, he came out of hair and makeup, and they were like, well, I mean, I guess that's how it's supposed to look. That's, I mean,
they're holding a picture of it, but the picture's upside down. Yeah, it looks right to me.
Seems good.
I was like, what the fuck? Hiei looked pretty good. Except like they didn't give him like weird spiky hair like the manga or anime. They gave him a mohawk, or I guess like a faux hawk. It wasn't bad, but it was just like, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I'm not convinced.
Yeah, I wasn't digging it, and I gave this.
The thing is, have you seen the most recent season of Demon Slayer?
No.
There's a guy in there that is like Hiei, like has a very similar personality to Hiei, and has a mohawk. So like maybe they just got their character reference sheets wrong. They were like, it's that guy.
I'm telling you, they were just like, well, we don't want to do this spiky hair because it looks stupid. That's like such a hairstyle of the 90s. And
yeah,
I'm just like,
yeah, mohawks are back. Okay.
Yeah, faux hawks are back, baby. And that's what Hiei's got. And I'm just like, it's not. This ain't it, dog. They even showed Hiei doing like the Darkness Dragon Fist, which is like his ultimate attack.
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't that something that happens like
in the tournament, in the Dark Tournament?
Yeah.
He fights just some like one-off character, and he shoots it, and it like disintegrates that person into like dust. And then his arm is like out of commission for like most of the whole season until the Toguro fight, and it's still fucked up. And like it takes a lot for him to do, and in the show he kind of doesn't. It's like wimpy and small, and I didn't like it.
No.
and then his arm turns black, and he's just like, well, that sucks.
He's like, man, my arm is sore. I got to go to physical therapy after this.
And then he meets up with everyone, and Kurama's like, he's just like, wow, can you use your arm? He's like, it's all right. And then they never talk about it again.
What the fuck? There's no stakes. There's no stakes like that. Like every bit of tension gets diffused immediately. Oh yeah, this is going to be a long-lasting consequence. Like, ah, shit. Oh god, this is like the opposite. Do you remember in Inuyasha where fucking Moroku showed up and he's like, oh yeah, I've got wind tunnel. I can absorb anything. And then fucking Naraku was like, have bees every episode. It's the exact opposite of that, where they're like, yeah, no, this is like a super powerful attack. It's he's super fucked up as a result. Yeah, he could use it again next episode though. It's gonna hurt though. Oh boy, he's gonna bleed. He's gonna need some band-aids.
God, yeah, it was so. Oh man, I really hated it. I just did not like it. I was like, man, this show just. They like character assassinated everyone in the show.
This is slanderous. Togashi, I don't know any lawyers, but I'll find you one, okay?
I'll do it for you. I'll hire someone to fucking clear your good name, because this wasn't you. I know it wasn't.
I know it wasn't. You wouldn't do this to me. You're a perfect, beautiful saint.
Dude, he's a better writer than any of this. Like, a way better writer. He couldn't have wrote this. He couldn't even have co-wrote it or like looked at it.
No. Like, God, can you? Oh man, that has gotta suck. Like, to not be involved in like the movie or TV like adaptation of your thing, and then to have to look at it and be like, oh fuck. Like, that's often what I think of. Like, I often think that George Lucas, like, he saw Star Wars Episode 7 and was like, oh, that's not bad, I guess. But yeah, I would have done some things different. But you know, it's okay. Let's see how the next one is. They're building up to some stuff, and then Last Jedi comes out, and he's like, I mean, it was a good movie, but it didn't really connect to the first one, and I don't really like where this is going. And then fucking Rise of Skywalker comes out, and he's like, no, give me back the money. I'll redo it. Give me back all the money. I'll pay you. I'll pay you to direct it, please.
Please. This is so much worse. I didn't want it to end like this.
I didn't want any of this.
This just makes me look bad. Well, not really, because people, after seeing those three, were just like, you know what? Episodes 1 through 3 weren't so bad after all.
Dude, it's true. And I will say there's a new there's gonna be a new Star Wars movie with Rey in it that I need more details on. I just need more details on it, because like, again, I think we talked about this, that like the person who is in charge of the Mandalorian is now like the lead on Star Wars. Like, he's the guy. But he also did Andor. He also did, which was like super good. He also did Ahsoka, which apparently was not that great so far. No, he did Book of Boba Fett, and most people didn't like Book of Boba Fett either.
Not after season 2.
Yeah. And so it's in a weird spot where you're like, yeah, I want to trust this guy because this guy's done really good stuff. And so like, it makes it feel like, okay, you know, they're maybe this has a chance at being good. I need some more data about it. You know what I mean?
What could it be about? Like, I wish they would just stop. Like, really, like, take a hard look at themselves and either reboot the entire franchise with a new story, or just let it die, dude, because like it's not where it needs to be right now.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. Like,
I know they're not, because money, but like, it's just they need to take a long hard look at themselves, like spend a year or two just writing and concepting and like running their stories like to some test audiences, not even like movie form, just like showing people scripts, showing different people and seeing how it fares, and like just something like that, like some brutally honest people, because like I mean, like
here's the thing, like
nine was such a travesty.
yeah, nine was not good, and it could have been like
It was there.
the more
There are
stuff that
elements.
comes out about it, like I don't know if you heard this, but Adam Driver was talking about he was talking about Star Wars recently, and he was like, yeah, when J.J. Abrams and I were talking about it originally, the thought was that basically Kylo Ren was gonna take the opposite journey of Anakin Skywalker. So like Anakin Skywalker in like episode 4, like fully invested in the dark side, and then like because of like his family connections and like, you know, meeting up with his son again, he wavers, and then he ultimately comes back to the light, right? What Kylo Ren was going to do was start off like shaky and like, I don't know, and then he kills his dad. And then by the end, he's fucking like fierce, murdering people with like just like huge raw power, fucking Darth Vader ass. Like that's what he was supposed to turn into. He was not supposed to be Ben Solo at the end. And so what he said, like what Adam Driver said was like, yeah. And so when Rian Johnson came on for the second movie, I still had that arc in my mind. So that's how I was playing the character. And then whenever we got to Rise of Skywalker, I was still kind of playing him like that, and then the ending kind of happened, and then he turned back. And when I heard that, I was like, oh shit, like this is absolutely what you get whenever you don't, like, if you're talking about a 3-movie series or like a, you know, multi-part anything, and you just show up and are like, yeah, you direct the first part, then you direct the second part, then you do the third part, and it's like, fucking plan something, dude. Come on.
What you thought was gonna like be your character throughout the whole thing turns out to just not be. And like you were stoked at the beginning, but then as like it's going out, you're just like, oh, this is not what I really signed up for, and I'm not really enjoying this now.
Mm-hmm.
Like that Kylo Ren, like that like what's it called? That like dual like story of like the opposite of Luke Skywalker would have been so good.
Yeah, dude.
If Kylo Ren was the main character and we started out with him being, you know, on the dark side but like wavering and then come to the light side, and then had Finn be the one to bring him like back, be like Kylo's Han Solo almost.
Where like the original plot was the inverse of Vader. So it's like he starts off kind of good, kind of bad, but then by episode 9, Kylo Ren was supposed to be the biggest, baddest dude in the universe. Like, he's supposed to be fucking new Vader. He's supposed to be the guy.
Yeah.
And they just sort of threw that away. And like, I read a little, while we were talking, I looked up a couple of things about the new Rey movie, and I'm so mad that this is going to be a movie. So, okay, here's what Kathleen Kennedy said. Kathleen Kennedy, the lead on everything, basically.
I hate her.
So this is set 15 years after the ultimate defeat of the Sith. So that means that that this is after she's killed old Palpy.
Oh, good old Palpo. Wait, so is the what's it called? The Empire still around?
No. First Order has been defeated.
The issue?
Good question. Here's what they said. We're 15 years out from Rise of Skywalker, so we're post-war, post-First Order, and the Jedi are in disarray, which is a very strong statement considering there should only be like a few of them.
Yeah.
There's like a lot of discussion around who are the Jedi? What are they doing? What's the state of the galaxy? She's attempting to rebuild the Jedi Order based on the books, based on what she promised Luke, so that's where we're going. And I gotta say, that sounds like a perfect story to tell as a series, not as a movie.
Yeah.
God, you really fucks. Does. Like, you have too many Star Wars series. You made too many of them. Guess what? You could have made the Obi-Wan Kenobi series a movie. You could have made
Yeah.
some of these other series where you're like, oh God, I don't care about that. You shouldn't have made Book of Boba Fett. You just shouldn't have.
Yeah. No,
If you wanted to do something with him, make it a short movie, whatever. But like, we're at the point now where like it makes sense for Rey Skywalker to be like going to random planets and being like, I hear that there's somebody who's like force sensitive here, and like, you know, I want to like talk and see like what's going on. What's the vibe? Do you want to be a Jedi? Like, and like going to these different planets, and then like maybe she runs afoul of somebody in like episode 3 who's force sensitive but is like a dickhead, and then by the end of the show she's got to like murk him, right? Like, dude, cool, no, like, cool show.
Going planet to planet, finding force sensitive people, and like training them. You think the one who's a dickhead's the bad guy, but it's like one of the good ones that are like working the dark side from like behind the fucking lines.
Yeah, like one of those things where she's got like, you know, it's somebody who you're always like, man, they're always hanging around and always trying to help, but yeah, they're the one that's like actually causing the problems.
Yeah,
you're like, yeah, that's sick, cool.
That'd be fucking cool. The worst part is it's with Rey, and I think Rey is the lamest, like, nothing character ever in Star Wars. What can you tell me about Rey, other than that she's Palpatine's granddaughter, and that's it?
Here's the thing. She was cool.
Was she?
Episode 7, she was cool as fuck. She was like, she was a tinkerer, she was an engineer, she, like, knows how to like fix ships. She like and then she's like randomly thrust into destiny, and you're like, wow, that's actually kind of a cool fucking story that she's like, all right, I don't want to be force sensitive, I don't want to have lightsabers and stuff, I just want to like, I want to fly ships, right? And then
it would have been cool if she was just a tinkerer and then like finds out that she is like a Jedi and force sensitive, and then slowly picks up like her powers and like uses them to help her with her mechanics and shit.
Yeah.
And still getting her shit rocked. But like that's not what happened.
No.
Like the first half of that movie was doing good, but then she gets like taken and she's like, wait, I have force powers? Bam! Master at fucking what's it called? Like mind melding, master at the force, like immediately. I mean, she gets like kind of beat by Kylo, like to a stalemate with him, which shouldn't have happened. Kylo should have rocked her shit.
Yeah,
but, like,
I agree with that. Like when she showed up, I think the fact that they like went to a stalemate, like the way that they did it was kind of interesting, because it wasn't like the two of them were like, we are equals, we must end this fight. It was like Kylo probably would have fucking got her if he would have had more time, if he wouldn't have been injured. Like, you know, there's to me, that part made sense. What didn't make sense is the connecting part into the second movie, where she's like, yeah, I'm a pilot and I'm still trying to figure this shit out. Like, Luke, please help me. And then she's like in a half-ass training arc. And then at the end of the movie, she's like, I know how to pick up all the rocks. Look, I can pick up all the rocks. And you're like, okay, I guess. Like, it would have been cooler if you like, I don't know, like were able to use the Force in some of your like, I don't know, plane shit. Like you're like, oh yeah.
You're using the Force to help maneuver your fucking ship during battle, like
or she's like, she has the lightsaber and it's still like really awkward for her to use, and it turns out that like she's like, yeah, instead of having a lightsaber, I need something different. I need like a different kind of weapon. Like I'm used to poles, so I need a pole axe. I need a halberd, right?
A light bow staff.
Yeah, that'd be fucking sick, dude. Or, you know, or like some cool new blaster somebody hasn't invented yet, right? And she's like, okay, this is how I can help. Like Luke is trying to force like a square peg into a round hole with her. He's like, okay, yeah, like I don't really want to teach you, but like here's how to like do like whatever lightsaber shit. He's like, you're incredibly bad at this. And she's like, yeah, I don't like it. I don't enjoy doing this. And so they finally figure out like, oh, she's like a different kind of like, this is how we can play to her strengths with the Force and shit. And then like by movie 3, people are like, wow, okay, she's nothing like Luke Skywalker. She's nothing like any other Jedi we've ever seen. She's some new shit. Like that would be awesome.
Yeah, but like they have her like man, they have her master a lot of things really quick and become a good fucking fighter like right away.
Mm-hmm.
Like jumping over ships and like fucking saving people and like and she becomes the main focus and everyone else that is like built up to like be help becomes nothing.
Yeah.
Like quickly because like you're like what's going on with Finn? Oh, nothing, I guess. What's going on with Kylo? Well, I guess nothing, I guess.
Yeah.
What's going on with like everyone else? And what about Poe? Nothing, I guess. Just
They're there. They're
they're
around.
there. They're there, but no one cares. Like in like the original 3, like the story wasn't just about Luke. Like
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he was the main character, but like it was also about Han. What's he doing?
Mm-hmm.
Is he here for the fight or just for the money? What's
Yeah.
he like? He's going to help the rebellion in episode like what 4 and like or I'm sorry 5 and he's helping the rebellion and Leia still's like, oh, you left for a long time but now you're back, you think I should just let you back? And fucking Luke's helping the rebellion and all this shit. Everyone's playing a part, it's not just one person. And that's what they did in 7 through 9. It was just Rey. After episode 7 it was just Rey, no one else mattered.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just the thing that I want most out of this is I want interesting things with different characters that like we're like familiar themes, but not the same, not identical, and not like, oh yeah, we gotta go hard. We gotta go hard on like the shit that like has already been established. Like if it's just kind of like we're gonna let the story, you know, kind of mellow, we're gonna do some like, you know, some drama stuff where like, you know, things take time to build up, there's consequences. It's not like, oh yeah, just fucking Rey just shows up and I don't know, sticks a lightsaber in someone's ass and then it's over. Like it's
The
we
worst
need some
part
consequences, dog.
the worst thing they could do is like bring back an old character and make him the antagonist of like a new movie.
Yeah. Or I mean, I guess if I'm not mistaken, in Ahsoka we now know that Thrawn is free.
Yeah, but like you don't know anything about Ahsoka, but man, he is so stupid and like they play him up to be so smart and everything. He for the sake of the plot and the writing, they make him really stupid.
Good.
And it's not good.
Is he
It's
like
just not.
like Death Note stupid where he's like, yeah, I've got all these big complicated plans. I'm so fucking smart, but they just never work.
He's like, oh, I got this whole big plan, and then when stuff's like going bad, he's just like, don't worry, it's all part of the plan. And everyone's like, are you sure? He's like, yep, all part of the plan.
Yep, don't worry about it. I got it.
God, and then it's really hard to talk about it because like I haven't seen like anything of it besides people like doing an episode on by episode like what's it called not diagnosis, like dissection of it.
Mm-hmm.
And like it feels really badly written and badly like what's it called, planned out.
Yeah.
Right? Because and here's the thing that really pisses me off about like new Star Wars: lightsabers don't mean instant death anymore.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
getting stabbed by a lightsaber means literally nothing anymore.
Yeah.
Because even in Ahsoka, one of the main characters, she gets stabbed by a lightsaber. Next episode, she just has a little scar. She's like in the hospital, and she's like, I'm feeling a lot better. And she's like up and moving around and shit. And you're like, what?
I mean, I wish, I don't know. Lightsabers have always been kind of the thing that I always took away from lightsabers is like, if it's cutting flesh, it's cutting everything off, like, or it's like immediately cauterizing. It's immediately like putting a hole in you. And so like, if you get stabbed in the shoulder by a lightsaber, you could maybe live from that.
Yeah.
If you get stabbed in the stomach, you're fucking dead. Like that's it.
and like stomach, chest area, any like of your organs, there's just a big hole in you that can't be fixed.
Yeah. What are they gonna do?
they're like, well, it's the future. There's probably some technology. Like, how long did it take to get them from that planet to a planet with a hospital?
Yeah.
Like, a first aid kit just doesn't have lightsaber wound fucking fixers. Fucking, you just can't get stabbed with like a sunbeam sword and be okay. You're dead. You're dead.
I don't
You
know. You get
have to
stabbed.
be.
You get stabbed in the foot. Maybe fine. You get
Look,
stabbed in the hand. Probably not great, but I don't think you die. You get stabbed in the tummy, you're fucking done, dude. You get stabbed in the dick, you're probably dead, I would imagine.
Look, stabbed anywhere in the torso, you're dead. Arms and legs, no. You could like fucking walk that off. That's fine.
I would go so far as to say if you're stabbed in the ass, you probably die.
It depends. Like, are you cutting across the ass, like a little slashing, like?
Is it just a poke?
Cheeks?
Are we poking a hole in the ass, or?
Yeah, like you stab, but like your blade only like the tip gets into like your cheek, so now you have a hole in your butt, but not like a full like it went through your butt and out like your fucking coccyx out of your fucking abdomen.
Yeah.
Like there's like in the ass, yeah, you're gonna be fucking Forrest Gump when he's running with Bubba Gump and he gets shot in the ass, kind of hurt.
Man.
But like torso, frontal torso, stomach, chest, like anywhere in this area. I'm motioning to my body.
Yeah, I was about to say this is an audio podcast. Just want to make sure.
I'm being as descriptive as I can. Anywhere up here, you're dead. Like it shouldn't be something that you could be like, fuck, that sucked, but I'm okay now. Like it really pissed me off in Obi-Wan Kenobi. It really pissed me off.
Yeah.
Because you haven't seen it, right?
No.
So the main antagonist is I forget her name. That the black girl, right? You've seen pictures of her.
Yep.
I don't remember her name, but like she was one of Anakin Skywalker's younglings that he did Order 66 on. He was like killing them.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was in the Jedi temple and she was like running with the other group of people, and then they get caught and Anakin turns his lightsaber and stabs her to the chest as a child. And she lived. She's like, I had to hide among bodies, and I like had to. She doesn't really explain how she fixed herself or got off the planet. She's like, I had to hide in bodies, and then like I crawled onto a ship and like escaped and then got fixed. And I'm like, how?
Yeah, like that's the thing is, it feels to me almost like the writers for a lot of these things now, what they're doing is like, it sounds like bad fan fiction. Like they don't understand that like a story has to be believable and it can't just be plot. Like, because that's a cool story, right? It's a cool story to be like, this is one of the younglings that like Anakin tried to kill, but he wasn't able to kill them. And then she was able to like, she's coming back for revenge. Cool. Great story.
Dude,
how does that happen? It's hard to figure out how that happens. And I can guarantee you the way is not, yeah, he stabbed me and, but I lived. Bitch, what?
All they had to do was not stab her. All they had to do was be like, yeah, I was getting shot at and I dove into a ravine and they presumably thought I was dead and I got away.
Yeah, or like she's, in a big room of younglings and like he like does a big fucking swipe of the sword or fucking force pushes them against the wall and she's like notoriously like really weak with the force, so like after he does that he could still feel that something is like kind of force sensitive around here, but he sees like I don't know, there's like a youngling down the hallway or whatever, so he's like, it must be that, so he leaves, and then she's like still in this big pile of bodies of all of her friends, and she's like hurt, she's busted up, but whenever somebody comes to the Jedi Temple and is like, holy shit, there was a massacre here, what the fuck? Then they find her, and then she gets like, right, like that. I just made that up. Much more believable than I was stabbed, but I was okay.
Yeah, and the worst, she has the stupidest plot. Like, so throughout the whole thing, she's like Darth Vader's, like the, I forget what they're called, like the like his like personal like guards. They have like those spinny lightsabers on the thing. And she's like, I trained for years, and I made sure that Darth Vader like really trusted me. I became like a sister of battle, and like they show her being ruthless and like like killing like normal innocent people, and like cutting people's hand off and hunting Jedi and shit. And she's like, I had to get his trust, and I really cared about everyone, and just to get close to Darth Vader to kill him, you know, just so he can let his guard down. That's her story. But then, like, when it comes down to it, and she like finally has Darth Vader in her grasp, she doesn't have this cold, calculated like attack. She just like swipes at him, and he's like, nope. And like they fight, and the whole like fight, she is like losing real bad, and then she gets stabbed in the chest again and lives.
What?
Yeah, she is like she gets stabbed in the chest, and Darth Vader leaves her to die, and then she kind of limps off and lives, and then goes to fucking what's Tatooine, the planet that Luke Skywalker is on as a kid, and kidnaps Luke Skywalker until Obi-Wan talks her down, and then tells her like, this isn't you, and then fucking gave up the kid, and then she's like, I'm gonna go and do my own thing now, you know, this sucks. And I was just
sucks,
like,
I'm
why?
mad.
I was like, why did this have to happen? This couldn't have happened because we all know that Luke lives, so we know you weren't going to kill him. Why did this need to happen?
Yeah. It's hard to do some of those like prequel type stories because you're like, okay, we know Luke Skywalker doesn't die. We know that Vader doesn't die. We know like the stakes are pretty low for those characters. So you have to do something different or something new or something interesting, something to subvert your expectations, right? But like I cannot imagine that the thing to do here, because like when you talked about it, I was like, yeah, okay, kind of makes sense. It would be interesting if she's like, oh yeah, you know, he stabbed me. Let's assume that she was stabbed and lived, and I believed that, and it was fine. If he stabbed her in like the same place, and
she's already
she was like, oh, actually, I don't even have any organs or anything there, and that was her plan or some shit. She like gets stabbed by him, and he expects her to be like disarmed, but she fucking stabs him in the chest or some shit. And he's like, what the fuck? How are you not dead? She's like, you already stabbed me there, dipshit. And then like, that's cool. That's a cool thing, I guess. But to be stabbed twice and then just be like, I must be hard to kill. Like, it's like Titus from Final Fantasy VII being like, the gods just must like, or Final Fantasy X. Like, the gods just must like me. That's why I'm back. Like, shut the fuck up, God.
Dude. It was so infuriating because you don't learn that she gets stabbed until like, I don't know, like episode 6 or something. You're like, how is she alive? How? And then she gets stabbed again. You're like, how is she still alive? Like, you're like, your hands are on your fucking head. You're like, what the fuck? Because like this whole time, you're led to believe that lightsaber like stabs or slashes are fatal. And they're just not in this instance. You're like, why?
And like, listen, I would understand even if you told me like, you know, Anakin had this fucking pained look on his face when he's killing all the kids. Like he's, you know, he feels a lot of guilt about what he's doing. And like, he wasn't as thorough. He was emotional. He was fucking just, you know, trying to get out of there as fast as possible. And so maybe he was sloppy and missed one, whatever. Sure. But now to have Darth Vader, he knows how to kill people good. So if it's possible that a lightsaber through the whatever abdomen doesn't kill them, Darth Vader's gonna keep stabbing you or like swipe it to the side or fucking cut your head off or choke you to death. Like Darth Vader doesn't let you live on accident.
Yeah. I don't know why he would just stab her and then turn the lightsaber off and not just stab her and then just bring the sword down and cut everything down from the wound down.
Darth Vader's like he's a bad boy. He'll do it.
I've seen him cut down like a lot of people in worse ways.
Yeah.
to just be like, I got you again, but then like let her live
Yeah.
for no reason.
Like, oh,
So,
oops.
like what's the play here? And not even that. So another person lived by getting lightsabered in that series.
Mm-hmm.
The main one of the main Darth Vader bad guy like group. She I guess let on that she was like had this master plan. He's like, oh, I see your pants. So they have a fight, and then she stabs him, and then like she leaves him to die, and like he fucking I don't know if she threw him off something or like she just left him there. It's dead, and she's like, "Oh, this guy died." She tells Vader, blah blah blah. And at the very end, after she got stabbed, he walks into frame, and he was just like, I was too angry to die or whatever." And he didn't die, and he's just like, "You weren't as strong as you thought you were." And I'm just like, "What? What is going on?
I can't
What
believe
is this
that.
show?" I was like, "What is this show?" I was like. I was like, what is this? What is going on here? I'm so angry. I was so angry. And like, I can't tell people that I'm angry about a show because, about this show especially, because they're just like, yeah, but it was really good. I'm like, it wasn't good though.
Yeah. Was it? Was it?
Like, if you tell people that you didn't like the show and you give in reason, especially with that new character, they're just like, you're a racist. I'm like, I'm not a racist.
Yeah,
She's
you are.
badly
You
written.
listen. You are racist, but like, it's not because of that. All right.
I'm like, she's badly written. She's badly written, and like, the plot is badly written. Fuck, Obi-Wan's badly written. Hell, I hated little baby Leia in the show. She's so badly written.
Man, that like it sucks that the Star Wars series, A, there are so many of them, and B, they're really hit or miss as to whether or not they're good. Because like I really loved The Mandalorian. Like Mandalorian season 1 and 2, especially the part where Mayfield got his like dramatic I'm an ex stormtrooper and I'm gonna fucking kill this general who murked all my boys and took me away from my family. Like, that's sick. That's awesome. That's like Star Wars at its peak. And then you get some shit like, no, you may have stabbed me, but you didn't stab me good enough. I'm still alive.
I'm so evil. Yeah, dude, even fucking Mandalorian season 1, when that android, when they're fighting in that old town, he fucking walks in, starts murking everyone
Yeah, dude.
with like hard precision. I was like, fuck, that
Damn.
rocks, dude.
It's sick.
But like, Mandalorian season 1 and season 2, good. Fucking Obi-Wan, it shouldn't exist. It's horrible. It's rancid. It's wretched. Book of Boba Fett, why? It's wretched. It's horrid. Mandalorian season 3, I haven't seen it because it looks awful and everyone says it's awful, so why would I invest my time? Andor,
I can't. Andor, I hear, is amazing.
Yeah, Andor, it's like everything I've seen about Andor and talked about Andor, it's so great. And you know why? Because there's no characters from the universe. It's all like original people doing their own thing that has nothing to do with like the Force. It sounds great. It's just in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, sick.
It's so good. And Ahsoka, my God, the plot was just all over the place. I hate it. I hate everything. They gotta stop. They gotta stop or I'm gonna commit a crime.
You gotta stop.
Just please. You're fucking. It's alright. Stop. He's already dead. Just.
God.
Man, I'm so upset. And I heard about the movie and I was just like, please, not another movie with Rey. Just anything else. Just.
The thing is,
Man.
I think that Rey can be a cool character. I think that Rey like can do interesting things. I'm down always to see like Rey doing shit and like being interesting, adding to the lore. I'm more than willing to be like, all right, books like the first, let's like the 3 sequel movies, they didn't go so well. But we've learned from our mistakes. We're going to have like we've planned out a story the whole time. We have one director who has like one creative vision, and it's going to be about this, and Rey's going to be in it a little bit. Like Rey's going to be like a mentor character and like not going to be like the main. Rey could be in it. Like, yeah, sure. I'm so down for that. Good. Great. This sounds awesome. Let's get back to what makes Star Wars like cool and like unknown people thrust into a situation that they up against insurmountable odds and somehow making it through, right? Like let's do some cool shit like that. But they're not doing that.
No. The worst part is like Rey doesn't have any defining characteristics, or at least none that I can say or think of.
After the third movie, her defining characteristic is Jedi.
She is Jedi.
That's
who
it.
she is.
That's it. Like if in this new movie they bring back like, yeah, Rey is an engineer. Rey like made her own cool new lightsaber. Rey like not the yellow one. Not the yellow one. Yeah. She made herself a poleaxe. Like like Rey did some cool shit. Like Rey is like figuring out how to be a Jedi in the new age and not tied to like old religious, in order to be a Jedi, you must be devoid of feelings. You can't fuck. Fucking is bad for Jedis. You see, the Force is stored at the balls, and every time you come, the Force leaves your body, and you get exposed to the dark side. Like, all of that, awful. Don't need it, right? Like, if she's like, this is the new Jedi Order, you can come as much as you want. That's what the movie's about. It's a direct block quote for the movie. Rey's like, Force, all the time. Listen, no denial here.
She's like, the Force is stored in the balls, but the more you come, the stronger it gets.
Yeah.
Your balls are like a Super Saiyan. The more it comes, the stronger it gets.
That's right.
It's like the more they die, the more stronger they get when they come back to life.
Yeah, it's perfect. Like like. If they did a cool thing with Rey, that would be great. I just
the coolest thing to come out of episode 9, or not coolest. Let's hold on. Not coolest. The best thing to come out of episode 9 was learning that Palpatine fucked.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
because and who is Palpatine's kids, by the way?
Yeah, good question.
Who, like, did he have a guy or a girl? Because like one of those are Rey's parents.
Mm-hmm.
If Palpatine's her grandfather, like, where's that?
Yeah. Sorry, like,
where's that little boy that was using the Force to sweep in episode 8?
Oh, don't worry. Ryan Johnson's movie, it's gonna come back. They're gonna do it.
No. I don't want any of that.
Awful.
I don't want none of that. I don't want Rey there. I want them to reboot Star Wars and be like, oh yeah, this is an alternate universe Star Wars. Instead of Luke Skywalker, we got a Duke Windcrawler.
Honestly, here's what I would do. If I were Disney, I would hold a big like live stream, a big Disney live stream. That was just like, okay, listen, we've talked about it. We've talked with George Lucas. We've talked with like the people that were in the movies. We talked with the directors. We've gotten blessing from all of them. Now we want blessing from the fans. These are the things that we think went wrong with the sequel movies. Like in this, for the next 30 minutes, like, and they announced this before, and they're like, there's going to be a 30-minute live stream. We need you to like come into this because we need your feedback, right?
Yeah.
Then they just put up a poll that's like, can we just pretend like episodes 7, 8, and 9 didn't exist? We're going to have all the same characters. We're going to write them better and do better things with them. They're going to be the same characters, like the characters that you love from Star Wars, but with like a plot that makes sense and is consistent and is good. Does that sound good? Do we all agree that that's okay? if enough of you go to the comments right now, if you like, there's a poll that's up. If you vote yes and we get more than 60% saying yes, we'll do it. Otherwise, we're going to go make new shit. Like, there's no losing here.
Here's the thing. I don't think John Boyega or Adam Driver would do it again.
Oh, I think they would.
Dude, no, John Boyega was mad after what happened.
No, and rightfully so. I think that if Disney was like, if Disney had the balls to be like, yeah, we did fucked up these Star Wars movies. Here's a director that we like. Here's a good director that we think like does really good character work, does fantasy movies really well, like whatever. Like they got a good director, they got a good writer. They were whoever. I don't know directors very well, nor do I know movie writers that well. But imagine they got good both of those, and they're signed on for 3 movies, and they just talked to the actors and were like, "Hey, listen, we're gonna have a live stream in like 3 weeks, and we're gonna ask the fans' permission to just do a mulligan on these 3 movies. Would you be down?" No. Before you say no, it's going to be directed by this guy. It's going to be written by this guy. It's going to be like, we already have the production ready to go. Like if the fans say yes in 3 weeks, we're going to immediately start producing this movie. And guess what? There's no accelerated timeline either. This movie can take these 3 movies can take as long as we need them to take. As long as like we've got to, here's the story that we're thinking about. Here's the way it's going to be directed. Here's the character beats we're going to hit. And guess what? The story is very simple. Here's the story. It's not weird. It's not convoluted. It's not coming back around on itself and fucking double Mobius strip, introducing things like fucking forced dyads and shit. Like, don't worry about all that.
Fucking forced dyads. Oh my god.
I think that if they did that, if I were John Boyega and I was like wronged and I'm fucking mad about it, I'd be like, all right, listen, if the fans say yes, I'm going to do it. But I warn you, I swear to you, if I get onto that fucking set and I even hear, if there's even a hint of some shit going bad, I quit. I'm out of this fucking movie. Do you understand? Yes, sir.
Put that in my contract. Please. Put it in my contract.
And you know what? You owe me $1 million if that happens. Oh, of course, sir.
Jeez, I feel like if they did that, it would be great. I think to even get more like goodwill on their side, they're like, and we're gonna remake the original 3 movies, 4, 5, and 6. But we're not gonna do a live action. We're gonna make it a series, but it's all gonna be anime. They'd win me over,
man.
They'd win if I get to see the live act. They even redo the voices. They can have Mark Hamill come back. They can have other people come back, but they do it in anime, and they like really bump up like the fight scenes and like everything. It would cut down production costs. They just have to pay the animators. Get the people that did Cyberpunk. Fucking
it's Trigger. Oh boy,
dude, yeah,
Trigger. That's the thing. I don't think Trigger can do serious. I don't think they can. I don't think it's in their bones to do a serious show. It has to be over the top and fucking goofy.
Dude, the original 3 movies were not like serious. They were goofy.
Yeah, but like. You mean to tell me that fucking like the bad man himself, Darth Vader, he's imposing, scary. He's like, whenever they walk into Cloud City and he's just there, you're not like, oh fuck, dude.
Dude, could you imagine like a Studio Trigger fight scene of Darth Vader and Obi-Wan on the Death Star the first time?
Amazing.
Like, up that shit, dude.
Here's the thing. Like the fight scene between them in the movie is them like clashing lightsabers and stuff. What would happen in the Trigger one is like they would clash lightsabers, then fucking like Vader would pick up his old man ass and throw him into a wall. And then Obi-Wan would stand up and like bring the whole fucking ceiling down. And like on the outside, it looks like the Death Star is fucking imploding on itself because they keep like crushing each other with metal until finally like Now, until finally, the whole Death Star has separated into two pieces, and they have wrapped themselves in the Death Star mechas, and now there's two mechas in space fighting. Like, that's what's happening. That's the trigger way of doing it.
You're saying that like it's not would be cool.
That would be the coolest shit ever, but it wouldn't be serious.
Dude, but like, I'm just saying, dude. Original trilogy, Studio Trigger anime. Just fucking do it.
Just do it.
That'll give every Star Wars fan goodwill. They'd never complain until that movie came out, and then they'd complain. But they're like, listen, I'm gonna go easy on you because you gave us like this badass rendition of the original trilogy. Like, I'm not gonna be so hard on you only because you did that.
Only.
And it could be 3 seasons. You know, each movie is its own season.
Yeah, fuck it.
And all of them are like 10 episodes or so.
God.
And they don't just use the material from the movies. They use like fucking source from like maybe books or like stuff that explained stuff that was going on during the movie but wasn't happening.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, dude.
Like Rogue One is part of it. Fuck it. Why not?
Rogue One's like the first scene.
Yeah.
Like, it starts off with Rogue One and Darth Vader just cutting, like, Studio Trigger cutting people down to get it.
Yeah, dude.
Fuck, dude. Wicked. We spend a lot of time just hoping and wishing, and like I'm hyping this up, but it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen, and I'm sad now.
I'm upset. It's not gonna happen. So yeah, I think we're done for today.
Yeah, we're at time. So listen, I'm gonna tell you that if you want to hear this live, you gotta follow us on twitch.tv/GoGetUsPod. You'll get a notification whenever we go live, which is anytime between 0 and 2 times a week. And it's a good time. You're gonna love it, I promise. And if I'm lying, then you are formally invited to go fuck yourself. You can also check out the replay of this VOD on our YouTube channel. It's youtube.com/@GoGetUsPodcast. You can check out our YouTube shorts there. They also come out on TikTok. Our shorts are bangers. We've never missed. So go watch them. And if you are a podcast purist, you can also listen to this on any podcatcher under the sun. Pocket Cast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, any of those we're on. And all of the other ones that I didn't mention were also on. So go get it. Go get at us. And the podcast comes out early in the morning, so you can listen to it on the way to work.
Every Wednesday it comes out early in the morning on audio version. Every afternoon it comes out in video form on YouTube.
Yeah. So go get out there.
It's so easy. We're on everything. Just look for our name. That's Go Get Us Pod or Go Get Us Podcast.
Yeah.
So do that. Like, follow, subscribe, do all the stuff.
Yeah, go get us. Now tell them what they can do, Fee.
Here's what you can do. God, no. We just
I already said they could go fuck themselves, so that's out. You gotta think of something new.
Here's what I want you to do. Mm-hmm. I want you to write a romantic comedy starring Colby. I want you to write him as the lead. He could be the one pining for his partner to love him. Mm-hmm. But I want you to make his partner Garfield's dad. I want you to write an intricate storyboard it, make it a show, and then I want you to submit it to the film festival, and then I want you to get an invitation and give it to Colby, but he's gonna run, and while he's running, I want you to go get him.
I would go get him. I would be melting. Nobody could convince me to stay and watch the love story of me and Thicc the cat. No one could. Fun fact, actually, I went, I had a surprise birthday party at a restaurant that I had to be held in the restaurant with. My wife had to hold me there because they said surprise, and I tried to run away. It did not work. I'm hoping that it will work this time. So please,
Kobe,
please don't do this to me.
here's what I want to do. I'm gonna get like an artist to commission a version of Thicc the cat and make it a sticker and send it to you.
Please don't.
I want you to like put it on something. I don't want you just to throw it away. I want you to like proudly show it.
put it on your car. Put it
Just
on.
proudly, Thicc the cat lover. It'll say. And it'll be on the back of your car. Proud Thicc the cat partner. Not in crime.
Nope. Just domestic part. It's the longest sticker.
It's just gonna be a picture of Garfield's dad bent over in his ass in yoga pants.
No. Bye. This episode has to end. Bye.